Ophelia, you've been on my mind. Welcome back for another video. Today I've got a fun little topic. I'm going to be giving you guys my 5 bold predictions. Count them 5. 5 bold predictions for the Chicago Blackhawks this season. I'm not even going to waste any time. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm just going to get right into it. My first bold prediction is that Connor Baddard will play at a 90-point pace this year. Fingers crossed that he plays the full 82 and does not get hurt and puts up 90 points. I don't know exactly what that spread will look like. I would love for it to be 30-plus goals. But we will see. I want him to shoot the puck a lot more than he did this past season. I think if he does shoot the puck more, it'll open up a lot more space for himself and his line mates. I think he was way too unselfish this past season, and I think shooting the puck more is going to be very important. I was also very supportive of him choosing not to go to the Worlds this year and just focus on the skating and the speed over the offseason. If you guys are anything like me, you have been seeing those videos on Twitter all summer long of him just looking absolutely nasty, and I am getting very excited. In all the clips I've seen, it does look like he's got a little extra jump, so hopefully he's just gotten faster and stronger this offseason and is going to hit the ground running in this 25-26 season. So yes, I also think that Jeff Blashill coming in will hopefully learn from the mistakes of Luke Richardson and Anders Sorensen and not give him the constant shuffle of line mates. You get to play with Mikheyev. Now you're with Foligno. Now you're with Philip Kurashev. Now you're with Frank Nazar. No, that makes too much sense. No more Frank Nazar. No more Tyler Bertuzzi. No more Teravainen. And that wouldn't make sense. You get to play with Ilya Mikheyev. More Ilya Mikheyev. You get the picture, right? No more of that. I would like to see him play with Ryan Donato most of this. I want to see him with Ryan Donato a lot. Maybe guys like Tavo or Bert. I did make a video saying that I want Anton Friendel to play the whole season with the Blackhawks. If that does happen, I don't think it's going to, unfortunately. But if it does, and also, you know what? No, it is going to happen. I am going to fake it until I make it. I'm going to pretend like Anton Friendel's playing the whole season on Connor Bedard's line until it happens. So give me Anton Friendel and Ryan Donato on Bedard's line, and give me 90 points for Connor Bedard. It'll be his true breakout season. He'll shut up all the haters finally. I'm expecting a big jump in point production from Connor Bedard this year. Okay, let's move on. My second bold take is that I think Frank Nazar will emerge as one of the best two-way young centermen in the entire NHL this season. I think he's going to play at a 60-point pace is what I'm going to set for Frank Nazar. I'm excited to see him for the full 82 this year. He's going to be playing likely most of the season as the second-line center. I hope Blashill puts him up on the line with Connor Bedard every once in a while as like our nuclear option, kind of how Quinville used to do with Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews back in the day. They played for the most part separated through the majority of their careers, but then anytime, they were in a close game, they needed a goal, that was the nuclear option. And so I hope that's what we see with Frank Nazar and Connor Bedard. If you watched me at all on CHR last year, I am the biggest Frank Nazar glazer on the planet. He's my favorite Blackhawk. I think he's going to be a superstar. I think he is going to be a superstar. He's so electric. He's so fast. He's got great vision, great hands. He's really good defensively. He's got a good shot. We need to see him, put the puck in the back of the net a little bit more. He struggled a bit at finishing this year, but it's not like he has a bad shot. He was just, I don't know, he just didn't have the hands around the net. So that's, I think, his main area of improvement that I want to see. But most importantly, Frank Nazar has that dog in him, just like straight dog on a bone mentality. He's going to go get it. He's an absolute workhorse. There is so much to love about Frank Nazar, and I feel like he's criminally underrated. Whenever you see these like prospects, young player gurus talk about, top guys, he's really not in the conversation very much, but he absolutely should be. I think he's going to be be an elite talent for a very long time in this league. And not just because of the skill set, like I just said. I think the mentality with Frank Nazar is the most impressive thing about his game. Now let's move on to the third bold prediction, and that is that Sam Rinzel will finish top 5 in Calder voting after this season. I think Sam Rinzel is going to play the entire season with the Chicago Blackhawks. He looked amazing in his, how many games did he play with the Hawks at the end of this past season? He played 9 games, 5 points in 9 games. He was unbelievable. It was special to watch. I think he is like going to be a borderline superstar defenseman. I think he's going to emerge as the power play quarterback for the Blackhawks. If he doesn't start in that spot, I think he will end up playing the majority of the season as the power play quarterback. He's got great vision. He's a great passer. He can skate like the wind. And he's also, 6'5"? I don't know. He's massive. How tall is Sam Rinzel? He is listed at 6'5", 190. Once he puts on a little bit more muscle mass, I think he's going to be absolutely elite. And yeah, I could see him putting up 40-plus points this year, quarterbacking the Hawks power play, which was good this past season. And now that I think about it, I didn't even mention this with Frank Nazar. I would love to see Frank Nazar on the first power play unit. Now that Patrick Maroon retired, I think that opens a spot. I would love to see him net front. If you want to keep Bertuzzi net front, maybe put Nazar in the bumper. I would like to see him either in the bumper or net front. For the Blackhawks on the first power play unit. I think Nazar could also help with zone entries, and also Sam Rinzel being your power play quarterback will also help with zone entries, just so that you have multiple guys on the ice that can skate the puck into the zone other than just Connor Bedard. And I don't know. We'll probably end up just dumping and chasing for zone entries and have a really bad power play this year after I say all this. But that's what I want to see. Yes, I do believe that Sam Rinzel is going to have a breakout, true rookie campaign and be in that Calder conversation. I don't know if he'll be a finalist, but I do think he'll finish top 5 in voting. There's going to be a lot of big names in the running for that this year. So I think that Sam Rinzel will be amongst the best of them. And now for my fourth bold prediction, I think that Nick Lardis is going to play at least a quarter of the season with the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, this is maybe my riskiest prediction because there's so much unknown with Nick Lardis, but in a world where every single YouTube pundit, prospect guru is shitting on Nick Lardis and saying that, the 70 goals was not impressive because he's an overager. He was 19. It's not impressive. He cheats for offense, blah, blah, blah. He's small. He's undersized. His game's not compatible to the NHL, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be the one, or one of the few, that truly believes in Nick Lardis. I think he's going to be a good goal scorer no matter where he plays, because I didn't watch every single Brantford Bulldog game this year, I will admit, but I have seen a lot of tape, and that release is undeniable. His ability to get open in the offensive zone in good scoring positions is undeniable. I think he's going to start the season in Rockford, playing in the AHL, and I think he's going to struggle a little bit defensively, but score a lot of goals. And then partway through the year, the Hawks season isn't going to be going miraculously well. They're going to want some fresh blood. Nick Lardis is going to be scoring all these goals in the AHL. They're going to be like, all right, it's time. Let's put him in the lineup. I think he's going to get to the NHL level, struggle defensively, but then still score a lot of goals because they'll probably put him on the first power play unit if the coach has any sort of intelligence whatsoever, to be honest with you. I want to see it. I want to see it so bad. I'm a believer in Nick Lardis. And by the way, this is Nick Lardis is my last straw with the prospect gurus. If Nick Lardis makes it as a legit bona fide NHL goal scorer, I am never listening to a prospect guru ever again. I'm just done. I'm not doing it, especially when it comes to undersized goal scorers. I feel like we see this every couple years where there's a prospect that maybe gets overlooked or slandered a bit by the media because of his size, maybe because of his playing habits, whatever it may be. But the most important thing in the game of hockey is putting the puck in the back of the net, and that happens to be what Nick Lardis is best at. So, look, I think if you insulate him on a line with players that are competent defensively, I think they can make up for his lack of defensive ability. If he's scoring goals, it doesn't matter. Patrick Laine is still in the league, and it's not because of his two-way ability. I get that Patrick Laine is like 6'4". That's maybe not the best example. I don't care. I think Nick Lardis is going to be an NHLer. I think he's going to be a really good goal scorer, and I just want to put that out. I'm probably going to make a whole video on Nick Lardis, just glazing him. I just want to put up the shot of saying that I think Nick Lardis is going to be a beast now, just so that when it happens, I'll look like a genius. And by the way, if I'm completely wrong about this and he's just like never made for the NHL, I'll wear it. I'll acknowledge it. I'm not so prideful that I won't be able to go back and say, yeah, I was wrong. I said that he was going to be a beast and he never made it to the show. I'll say that. I'll be the first to put my hand up. Nobody else does that. Everyone makes excuses for themselves when they have bad takes. I won't do that. But I'm still going to take the shot and say that Nick Lardis is going to be a really good goal scorer in the NHL. And I think he's going to be a really good goal scorer in the AHL as well, which is why he will end up playing on the Blackhawks for at least a quarter of the season this year. Yeah, I think that's what I needed to say about Nick Lardis. Now, for my fifth bold prediction for the Chicago Blackhawks this season, I think the team is going to finish with 76 points. I think the team is going to finish with 76 points this year. How many did they finish with last year? Let me see. I think they finished with 61 points, if I'm correct. Okay, and that thing just popped up, and I didn't even mean for it to be. Okay, that actually works out very well. Now that you guys see the standings with me, that was a happy accident. I wasn't even going to do all that and pull it up for you, but here we are. I think they're going to finish with like 76. Okay, nice. Yes, okay, I was right. I'm a genius. They finished with 61 points, second from the bottom. I think they're going to finish in this range. I think they're going to finish with 76 points. I know 15 points is a big jump, but I do think they're going to make it because of the four things I just talked about. I think Rinzel is going to be an absolute animal. I think Frank Nazar is going to be an absolute animal. And I think Connor Bedard is going to be over a point per game. And so with all those things happening, assuming that the penalty kill is around what it was this past year, assuming that the power play is at least somewhat close to what it was this past year, I think this team is due for a 15-point jump up in the standings. I also think the landscape of the entire NHL is going to shift a little bit this season. I felt like this past year you had like literally two teams like not actively trying to win. Like everyone else was delusionally thinking they were going to make the playoffs, and I don't think that's going to be the case this year. It's the Gavin McKenna sweepstake draft year. I think we're going to see a lot of teams, especially as you get past Thanksgiving, get a nice little wake-up call and realize, hey, we're probably not making the offs. We have a chance at Gavin McKenna. Let's sell at the deadline. I think that you're going to see a handful of teams happy with taking a step back as this year progresses, and I think that'll be good for the Chicago Blackhawks. Do I think that's going to happen in the Central Division? Not really. So that's why this is a bold prediction. The Central Division is a gauntlet. Those are the teams we're going to be playing the most, and there's not a single one of them that's going to be tanking. So will that be tough? Yes, but I think that if you factor in all the other teams in the NHL that are going to probably be sellers as the year goes on. I think that will leave more points available for the Chicago Blackhawks, and I think their young players will also take a step. So you combine all those things, you get to 76 points. I said it here first. We can go back and look at this at the end of the year and maybe laugh at me or maybe talk about how much of a genius I am. I don't care as long as we come back and do one of the two. I think that's really all I've got for this one. Thanks so much for watching. Please share these videos around with any of your friends that care about the NHL or Blackhawks or don't. It's fine. But for you, if you're watching right now, please subscribe to the channel and say something in the comments. It helps me. If you want to support me, watch these videos all the way through and comment. That's literally all you have to do, and that stuff goes a long way. I'm just starting up this channel. I am nothing, and I am excited to be something hopefully soon with your help. I need your help. I unfortunately can't do it alone. I wish I could, but I need you. All right, sorry, I need to stop. I'm going to end this right here. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.